this is real for us that believe in Jesus and we believe in what he did on the cross for us, and we believe that he wiped out all of our sin and all of our debt and all of our bad decisions, and that we are saved by grace through faith. This is kind of a part 2 to my last video, just about like unresolved issues and unaddressed trauma, and starting your healing journey, right? Because the importance of it is self-love. Like, we really can't have our self-care without doing our inner work. And there's levels to that, because some people don't want to go as deep as they should to get that deep healing. And even me, I'm still healing to this day, because we as human beings, we go through a lot. And we're strong, but there is a higher level of the fruit of the Spirit that we can tap into when we get our deep healing. I want to talk to you about how trauma can cause self-hatred. And this is a big issue with people. There's a lot of people who hate themselves, have a struggle with self-loathing. And it's mostly due because they either hate who they are, because they don't like the things they do. Like, maybe they pretend to be somebody they're not. Maybe they feel like they have to hide who they are. Maybe they've done some really bad things to themselves and other people that make them hate themselves. There's a lot of things that could cause a person to have self-hatred. But it's important to explore those things. What are those things? And work through them. And also apply the love and forgiveness of Christ. Like, this is real for us that believe in Jesus and we believe in what he did on the cross for us, and we believe that he wiped out all of our sin and all of our debt and all of our bad decisions, and that we are saved by grace through faith. When we apply that to our lives and say, okay, I messed up, I did some really stupid, dirty things back in the day, but I'm forgiven. Even if you have dedicated your life to God and you still messed up after, you are saved by grace. Like, God has grace and mercy for us that is there for the taking. It's there for you to use. Like, there's no condemnation in Christ. And obviously that's not to say, like, let's go ahead and abuse God, like take his love for granted. And maybe some of y'all are there. Maybe you do struggle with taking advantage of grace. I've done it. I'm not even going to sit here and lie and say I haven't. But the point is, there's grace for that. Like, there's grace for everything. There's plenty of grace to go around. Condemnation is from the enemy. He wants you to feel shameful. He wants you to feel guilty. He wants you to feel like you're nothing, like you're worth nothing, like you're a bad person. When you feel like just that lingering feeling of shame, guilt, or unworthiness, that is not of God. Now, God will convict you, but it'll be more of just a feeling like, oh, I know I shouldn't have done that. But it doesn't linger. It doesn't make you feel like a piece of garbage. And you'll be able to tell the difference between the two. And so when you start to feel the other thing, like, oh, this guilt and this guilt trip, this shame, and it won't go away, that's the enemy. And you should rebuke that and cast that down, because that is not of God. And that's what keeps you bound and keeps you from getting your healing. And also, beauty standards. Our beauty standards and social media and everything we got going on with all these influencers pretending to be something they're not, and we're eating it up, that's causing us to also hate ourselves, because why don't I have that? Why don't I look like that? Why don't I talk like that? How come I don't have, like, you start comparing yourself to somebody who probably don't have it either. They're just pretending to. They may have it, but they're not happy. They're empty inside. So it's like, you gotta do you, boo. You gotta live your life for you. And you need to embrace who you are. And don't let society tell you what to look like or how to be, how to talk, what you should do, no. Because even me, like, I struggle with that. Like, oh, I think I need to look this way. Oh, my hair need to look this way. Like, I even struggle with wearing my natural hair for a long time because I felt like that's not cute. Like, that's not who I should be. But it's like, no, you know, this is who God made me. This is who I am. This is who God created me to be. And this is exactly who I'm going to be. And it's those who are themselves authentically that really make a difference, and who can really have a blessed life, because it's like you're not, God can't bless who you pretend to be. Now I know y'all heard that saying too, that God cannot bless who y'all pretend to be, who we pretend to be. And that's so true, because I definitely pretended to be somebody I wasn't for a long time. And even now I'm still getting used to being myself, because I was on drugs and alcohol for a long time. So at that point, I was just trying to cover up what I had gone through, but I didn't know who I was. I didn't have any sense of identity. And so now it feels like I'm a child again, almost, because I'm like, okay, God, I'm starting to remember different things, different passions I had when I was a kid, and like my sense of humor and the way I act from when I was a kid. But I'm like, I'm an adult now. I'm a grown woman, so I can't go around acting like a kid. So it kind of felt like I had a whole space missing, but God filled it. Like, He showed me, like, you know what really matters as a person, as a human being, as an adult? The fruit of the Spirit. Like, your character is who you are and what matters. You know, we should fill our lives with those things, opposed to our job and our friends and our marital status and how we look. Like, beauty is fleeting. Like, beauty fades. It's the character and the fruit of the Spirit that lasts, that really make a person, that gives a person longevity, that allows a person to have years added to their life by God. So I just wanted to share that with you all. I hope this resonates with somebody. Once again, let's start us a community up in here. Leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this topic. If you have anything to add, positivity. Even if you're struggling, you may not, you know, like, things are still confusing to you. You have questions, you know, add them in the comments as well. And I hope to hear from you guys.